PechaKucha, is that how you say it? That's how you spell it. Anyway, I'm glad to be here in the Fleming Museum. I grew up down the block in the 50s, lived on North Prospect Street. My dad taught in the old medical school, so I used to run around here and look at the mummy. I was lucky enough in 2002 to be invited to Awassa, Ethiopia. That's a picture of Awassa, Ethiopia, to make an age education circus with this troupe of kids who were doing gymnastics in the street. How I got there, I do a whole solo show about it called My Ethiopia. In 2002, after 2 weeks of rehearsal, it's a really old picture. I can't believe it. It's in the video. We went to the market and did a show about AIDS prevention. And we almost got trampled to death. I blocked it for 500 people. 2,000 showed up. Those were four of the kids, Escadar, Helen, Seble, and Sentayo. And they're women now. Some of them have children. But they were part of the troupe in 2002. We almost got trampled to death, but we made it. The market police were whipping the people back, and I had to stop the show. But we survived and started working. We got some money from the American Embassy. This is where we worked. The kids practiced on gravel, barefoot, but they were good. They were good artists. I went there thinking I was going to bring them something, and they were so talented, and they knew how to do theater so well that I had a lot to learn. I can't do that. Anyway, we started working in refugee camps, and this is before Sudan Southern Sudan was a country, so there were a lot of Sudanese, and they we formed a landmine awareness theater to train people about landmines. And so the Ethiopian kids, you were a little kid then in Awassa, he knew some of the people who were performing. They came and worked with the Sudanese kids and to create awareness about landmines, of what to play with. And when the Ethiopian kids came back to Awassa, they started talking about how poor the kids in the refugee camps were, and they had some sort of knowledge it just tickled me. I said, well, we come from the West and we think you guys are poor, so there you go. Do that work with them. Then we started really working on anti-circumcision and genital mutilation, and they actually created a comedy about genital mutilation, and we got it, it was kind of I Love Lucy. Desi says, we got to go get caught, and the kid said, no, and Lucy said, no way, and they fight the men and win. So we started doing shows about genital mutilation. The Gun Institute came over from the university, and we did some ecology shows. Meanwhile, we're forming a youth campus. And this is the kids. I'm just going back and forth, 2 or 3 weeks a year. So they're creating this. And they're doing shows all over the country now. And we're asking Money Blue Man Group, and, we have an event. We're going to ask for money on Tuesday. That's why I'm here. It's to promote this kind of awareness of what it takes, because the kids took it over. This was not run by Bwana Dave. This was the staff, and when Balaam came in there, he was hired by Sentayo. He was hired to teach art. We started teaching art, making music. I went over there, God, it must have been 2010, 11. There's this kid teaching art, this 15-year-old teaching like the 8, 9-year-old kids art, and it's turned into Balaam. We also got the Willowell Foundation involved. Andrea was on the board. She's going to be a presenter. And we started bringing teachers over from Addison County to work in the elementary schools. And so there's about 12 Vermont teachers who've been going back and forth for 3 years now because of the Willowell Foundation and Matt Schein, my partner's decision to umbrella. And visual arts became a much bigger thing, and there was this kid who started teaching art in one of these little cabins at the youth campus. And I'm going to pretty much probably turn this over to Behulam now, and he can tell you more about his work. And we're going to show it on Tuesday at Off Center. So please come. I want to attract so many people, teachers, artists, to get involved with this town in Ethiopia. Go Behulam.
Okay. Thank you. Thank you very much. I'm so happy to be here. I was in Trinity International Hip Hop Festival on April 5 to 9, participating on representing Ethiopia on graffiti art. So everything I start is at the Wildlife Project when I was a kid. When I was 13 years old, I went there to do martial art called Aikido. Then I ended up doing art, fine arts, and visual art. Then later, after a while, I started doing more projects and start teaching kids. I was 15 when I met David. Then I became one of the first international street art in Ethiopia. And everything starts at this youth center. And it's not only me who grew up and come out to become an international artist. There are more people, young people who are there. And we do so many different projects with the communities. There is one project that we have, Share the Love, that we go around the community, rough neighborhoods, and we paint the whole neighborhood. We ask the community, what do you want us to share with the world? So they give us different words, harmony, love. So we put that, and our friends who do photography, they come put that one. And this is the Aikido martial art that we have. It's a peace building project and a conflict resolution. That's how I started. The only dojo, the only training center in East Africa was the one that we have. So me and 6 other students were the first one to have a black belt on Aikido. And this is the first lady who have an Aikido black belt in East Africa. So we've been teaching people around Ethiopia in Aikido, art, street art, graffiti, wildlife theater. So we've been doing that for almost 15 years. I started young and become an international artist. This is in Hartford, one of the Amharic letters that I did. So if you come on the event, I would love to talk more, but this is a short time, so I'm so happy to be here and explain more about wildlife and the street art graffiti scene in Ethiopia and the Aikido project and the Willow Foundation who's supporting us for long years, and also David Schein. Thank you very much.